Men attack an elderly woman without knowing her dog is a soldier dog, and what happened next left. In a shocking turn of events that has left the community reeling, an elderly woman was brutally attacked in broad daylight, seemingly targeted for no reason at all. But unbeknownst to her assailants, the loyal companion by her side was not just any ordinary dog. It was a highly trained military service dog, a soldier in its own right, ready to defend its owner at all costs. This harrowing incident raises profound questions about safety, the nature of courage, and the deep bond between humans and their canine companions. Picture the scene: a quiet suburban neighborhood where the sounds of laughter and children playing fill the air. It was an ordinary day for Mrs. Eleanor Thompson, a 78-year-old widow who had always found solace in her daily walks with her faithful dog, Max, a German Shepherd with a proud history of serving alongside military personnel, had been by Eleanor's side for several years, providing not only companionship but also a sense of security. Little did they know, this seemingly routine outing would soon turn into a life-and-death struggle. As Eleanor strolled along the familiar path, the sun cast a warm glow on the trees lining the street, creating a picturesque setting that belied the danger lurking just ahead. Two men, described as in their late 20s, emerged from a nearby alley, their intentions cloaked in malice. The duo, high on adrenaline and perhaps emboldened by the thought of an easy target, had no idea who they were about to confront. Their laughter echoed in the air, a jarring contrast to the peaceful day, a prelude to the chaos that was about to unfold. In an instant, the atmosphere shifted. One of the men lunged toward Eleanor, shoving her to the ground, while the other attempted to grab her handbag. What they hadn't anticipated was Max's instinctive reaction. The faithful soldier dog, trained to protect and serve, sprang into action without hesitation. The sound of barking filled the air, a fierce warning echoing through the neighborhood, as Max's powerful form lunged at the attackers, ready to defend his beloved owner with every ounce of his strength. The attackers, caught off guard by the ferocity of the dog's response, found themselves in a precarious situation. Max, with the agility and speed of a soldier in the field, positioned himself protectively in front of Eleanor, teeth bared and growling fiercely. The once calm scene erupted into chaos as the elderly woman, still on the ground, watched in a mix of fear and awe. Her heart raced, not only from the shock of the attack, but also from the fierce loyalty displayed by her companion. This extraordinary moment encapsulates a broader narrative about the bond between humans and their pets, especially those trained for service. It emphasizes the lengths to which animals will go to protect their loved ones, a theme that transcends mere companionship. Max was not just a dog. He was a guardian, a soldier in a different battlefield, one that demanded bravery and instinct. The image of a dog defending its owner is a powerful reminder of loyalty and the innate protective instincts found in our canine counterparts. As the situation escalated, the men quickly realized they had underestimated their target. Max's relentless determination to protect Eleanor forced the attackers to reconsider their approach. In a panic, one of the men stumbled back, while the other attempted to regain control of the situation. But it was too late. The shock of facing a trained dog, one that had seen combat and understood the meaning of loyalty, shifted the dynamics entirely. What began as an assault turned into a desperate scramble for survival on the part of the assailants. Witnesses from nearby houses began to emerge, drawn by the commotion. The sounds of barking and shouting pierced the serene atmosphere of the neighborhood, drawing attention to the unfolding drama. Neighbors peered through their windows, their hearts racing as they processed the scene before them. The once tranquil streets transformed into a battleground, with Max standing resolute, embodying the spirit of a soldier. In the face of adversity, Eleanor felt a surge of pride and gratitude wash over her. This wasn't just a dog. Max was her partner, her protector, and her friend. The bond they shared was forged through years of companionship, trust, and mutual respect. It was a bond that transcended words, rooted in the understanding that they would always stand by each other, come what may. As the situation unfolded, the attackers, realizing they were outmatched, attempted to flee. They scrambled back toward the alley from which they emerged, but not before Max made one final, powerful lunge. The dog's training kicked in, and he pursued them with a speed and agility that left spectators breathless. The sight of a soldier dog, once confined to the military, now defending a vulnerable elderly woman, was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of violence and the importance of vigilance in our communities. It forces us to confront the realities of crime and the vulnerability that many individuals face, especially the elderly. Eleanor's experience, while harrowing, also highlights the critical role that trained service animals play in providing protection and companionship. As the dust settled and the chaos began to fade, the neighborhood was left in a state of disbelief. Eleanor, shaken but unharmed, embraced Max, who had valiantly defended her against the attackers. In that moment, surrounded by concerned neighbors and the sound of sirens drawing near, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude toward her loyal companion. The bond forged through shared experiences, the loyalty of a soldier dog, and the resilience of the human spirit emerged as the central themes of this compelling narrative. As we unpack the layers of this extraordinary story, we delve deeper into the implications of such an event, exploring not only the bravery exhibited by Max, but also the broader societal issues at play. What does this incident reveal about our communities? How do we address the growing concerns surrounding safety, especially for the vulnerable members of society? And what can we learn from the unwavering loyalty of service dogs, whose instincts often surpass human understanding? Join us as we continue to unravel the details of this gripping story, exploring the profound impact it has on Eleanor, her community, and the very essence of companionship. The journey doesn't end here. It is merely the beginning of a deeper exploration into courage, loyalty, and the fight for justice in a world that often seems unpredictable. As the sirens grew closer, the neighborhood began to stir, with onlookers gathering to witness the aftermath of the shocking attack. Eleanor, still kneeling on the ground, clutched Max tightly, her heart still racing from the adrenaline of the encounter. The commotion had drawn people from their homes, some with expressions of disbelief and concern, others with their phones already recording the unfolding drama. In that moment, Eleanor was not just an elderly woman who had faced an attack. She was a symbol of resilience, surrounded by a community that felt the weight of the incident and the profound message it conveyed. Among the onlookers was a young mother, Sarah, who had been out with her toddler. The sight of Eleanor and Max stirred a protective instinct within her. She dashed toward them, her mind racing with questions. "Is she okay? What happened?" she called out, her voice laced with urgency. As she reached Eleanor, she knelt down, eyes scanning for injuries. Eleanor, grateful for the concern, managed a shaky smile, reassured by the presence of those around her. Meanwhile, the local authorities arrived, sirens wailing as they came to a halt. Officers jumped from their vehicles, assessing the scene with keen eyes. They quickly approached Eleanor, who was trying to regain her composure. "Ma'am, are you hurt?" one officer asked, his tone professional yet compassionate. Eleanor shook her head, her voice steadying as she replied, "No, just shaken. But Max, he saved me." The officers exchanged glances, recognizing the significance of Max's intervention. They had seen many distressing situations in their line of work, but stories like this, of a loyal dog stepping up in a moment of crisis, were both rare and heartwarming. They began taking statements from witnesses, piecing together the events leading up to the attack. As they did, the crowd murmured among themselves, the narrative of bravery and loyalty spreading like wildfire. Eleanor recounted the attack, her voice strong despite the tremor of fear lingering in her heart. "I was just walking Max like I do every day when they came out of nowhere. I thought I was done for until Max jumped in," she explained, her eyes glistening with tears of gratitude as she looked down at her faithful companion. Max, sensing the emotions swirling around him, leaned against Eleanor, his warm presence a source of comfort. As the officers continued their investigation, they learned from witnesses that the attackers had fled toward an abandoned warehouse nearby. The police quickly mobilized, setting up a perimeter and dispatching a team to apprehend the assailants. The tension in the air was palpable, with the community united in their concern for Eleanor and their determination to see justice served. Meanwhile, the story began to circulate on social media, where local residents shared their outrage and solidarity. Posts flooded in, with hashtags like #JusticeForEleanor and #MaxTheHero gaining traction. The community rallied, expressing their shock and support, amplifying the message that violence against vulnerable individuals would not be tolerated. This digital outpouring of solidarity showcased the power of community in times of crisis, highlighting the importance of standing together against wrongdoing. As the hours passed, Eleanor found solace in the presence of her neighbors, who offered her words of encouragement and support. One neighbor, Mrs. Patel, brought over a warm cup of tea, her hands shaking slightly from concern. "You're safe now, Eleanor. We're all here for you," she said softly, sitting beside her on the grass. Eleanor took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of the tea seep through her fingers, grounding her in the moment. The police eventually returned with news that the attackers had been apprehended. They had found the men hiding in the warehouse, still reeling from their encounter with Max. The officers explained the situation to Eleanor, who listened intently, a mix of relief and anger coursing through her. She couldn't help but feel a sense of justice as the officers assured her that the attackers would be charged with assault and attempted robbery. In the days that followed, the community continued to rally around Eleanor and Max. A local animal shelter organized a fundraiser to support the costs of Max's care and training, recognizing the invaluable role he played in the incident. The outpouring of support was overwhelming. Residents donated money, food, and supplies, eager to show their appreciation for the heroic dog. Eleanor, touched by the kindness of her neighbors, began to speak out about the importance of community vigilance and the role of service animals. She shared her story at community meetings, urging others to be aware of their surroundings and to appreciate the bond between humans and their pets. "Max is not just a dog. He's my protector and my friend," she emphasized, her voice steady with conviction. "We need to look out for one another, just as he looked out for me." As news outlets picked up the story, Max became somewhat of a local celebrity. His photo appeared in newspapers and online articles, accompanied by tales of his bravery. The narrative surrounding the incident transformed from one of fear to one of hope and resilience. People began to reach out to Eleanor, sharing their own experiences with service animals and the profound impact these loyal companions had on their lives. Through it all, Eleanor and Max's bond deepened. They spent their days together, going on long walks, visiting the local park, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Max, once a soldier on the battlefield, had now become a soldier of the heart, guarding the safety and well-being of his beloved owner. Their story resonated beyond the confines of their neighborhood, inspiring a broader conversation about community safety, the role of service animals, and the importance of compassion in a world that can often feel chaotic. As they walked through the neighborhood, Eleanor began to notice a change in the atmosphere. Neighbors who once passed each other with casual nods now greeted each other with smiles and hellos. A sense of camaraderie blossomed, with people looking out for one another more than ever. The incident had stirred something within the community, igniting a collective resolve to ensure that everyone, especially the vulnerable, felt safe and protected. This newfound unity was a testament to the power of an unexpected event to bring people together. It was a reminder that from the ashes of fear, resilience could rise, fueled by the spirit of community and the unwavering loyalty of a soldier dog. Eleanor, reflecting on the journey they had taken, felt a profound sense of gratitude not only for Max, but for the support that surrounded her. As they continued their daily walks, Eleanor often paused to share stories of Max's training and experiences, educating neighbors about the capabilities of service dogs. She became an advocate, speaking at schools and community centers, highlighting the importance of understanding and respecting these incredible animals. Her journey transformed into a mission, one that sought to empower others to recognize the value of companionship and protection in their lives. In the end, The attack on Eleanor served as a catalyst for change, an awakening for a community that realized the strength found in unity and compassion. It became a story not just about an elderly woman and her heroic dog, but about the resilience of the human spirit and the extraordinary bond between humans and their canine companions. The legacy of that fateful day would echo through the neighborhood for years to come, a reminder that courage comes in many forms, and that even in the darkest moments, hope and solidarity can shine brightly. As Eleanor and Max continued their walks through the neighborhood, the transformation of their community became more evident with each passing day. The sense of vigilance that had emerged fostered a culture of care, where neighbors actively looked out for one another. Children played outside under the watchful eyes of their parents, who now felt empowered to engage in conversations about safety and awareness. It was as if the attack had ignited a light that illuminated the importance of connection in their lives. Eleanor found herself at the forefront of this movement, often stopping to chat with neighbors, sharing insights about Max's training and the significance of service dogs. Each conversation brought forth stories of resilience, courage, and the small acts of kindness that had often gone unnoticed before. One afternoon, while sitting on a bench in the local park, Eleanor chatted with a group of mothers who had gathered with their children. They eagerly listened as she recounted her story, the fear of the attack juxtaposed with the overwhelming love and loyalty that Max had shown. Max was always more than just a pet, she explained, her eyes sparkling with pride. He's my protector, my confidant. Dogs like him have an innate ability to sense danger, and their loyalty is unmatched. It's important for everyone to understand that bond. The mothers nodded, captivated by her words, and they began to share their own experiences with their pets, finding common ground in the stories of loyalty and companionship. The conversations didn't stop there. Eleanor's newfound role as an advocate led her to collaborate with local organizations focused on community safety and animal welfare. She organized events to raise awareness about the importance of service animals, inviting experts to speak about their training and capabilities. The local library offered to host these events, turning their community center into a hub of knowledge and support. The first gathering drew an enthusiastic crowd, with residents eager to learn more about how they could contribute to a safer environment for everyone. Amidst the discussions, Eleanor encouraged attendees to consider how they could become more active participants in their community. It's not just about awareness, it's about action, she urged. We must be vigilant and support one another. If we notice something concerning, we should speak up. Our collective strength is what makes us resilient. Her impassioned words resonated deeply, sparking discussions about neighborhood watch programs, community patrols, and the importance of fostering relationships with local law enforcement. As the weeks progressed, Eleanor and Max became symbols of hope and resilience. Their story was featured in local newspapers, and news segments showcased their journey, highlighting the community's rallying cry for safety and togetherness. Social media buzzed with hashtags promoting awareness and support, uniting voices from all corners of the neighborhood. People began sharing their own stories of bravery, whether it was helping a neighbor in need or standing up against local crime. The narrative expanded from Eleanor's harrowing experience to encompass a broader movement advocating for community safety and compassion. One day, while attending a community meeting, Eleanor met a retired police officer named Mr. Jenkins. With a gentle demeanor and a wealth of experience, he shared insights about crime prevention and the importance of community involvement. "We can't do this alone," he emphasized, his voice steady and reassuring. "The police are here to serve and protect, but we need residents like you to be our eyes and ears. Together, we can create a safer environment for our families." Eleanor felt a surge of inspiration, envisioning a neighborhood where everyone played an active role in ensuring safety. She proposed the idea of a community safety initiative where residents could come together to discuss concerns, share resources, and establish a supportive network. The room buzzed with excitement as people began brainstorming ideas, from neighborhood watch programs to safety workshops focused on teaching self-defense and awareness techniques. As the initiative took shape, Eleanor found herself planning meetings, coordinating with local law enforcement, and reaching out to community leaders. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many residents eager to contribute their time and expertise. Local businesses even offered to sponsor events, providing refreshments and materials, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to the cause. Max, of course, remained at the heart of all these efforts. His presence was a constant reminder of the bond between humans and their canine companions, a symbol of loyalty and protection that resonated with everyone. At events, he happily greeted attendees, drawing smiles and laughter from children and adults alike. Eleanor often spoke about the importance of recognizing the unique abilities of service dogs, reinforcing the idea that they are more than just pets. They are partners in safety and well-being. In the midst of this community transformation, Eleanor received an unexpected visit from a local newspaper journalist, eager to interview. You heard about her journey, sitting in her cozy living room, surrounded by photographs of Max and mementos from their adventures. She shared her story, her voice filled with conviction. What happened to me was terrifying, but it also opened my eyes to the strength of this community, she stated. We are stronger together, and we must protect one another. Max showed me that even in the darkest moments, there is light if we choose to stand together. The interview was published the following week, and the response was remarkable. People from neighboring towns reached out, inspired by Eleanor's resilience and the community's proactive approach to safety. The narrative sparked discussions far beyond the neighborhood, emphasizing the need for collective action in the face of adversity. Eleanor received messages from individuals sharing similar stories of attack and the importance of community support. The ripple effect of her experience was profound, igniting a movement focused on empowerment and unity. As autumn approached, Eleanor and Max became increasingly involved in local events. They participated in safety fairs, where Eleanor spoke about her experience and the role of service dogs. Max's presence drew crowds, and children flocked to him, eager to learn about his training and the importance of dogs in ensuring safety. The events became a celebration of community, filled with laughter, camaraderie, and a shared commitment to vigilance. One particularly chilly afternoon, Eleanor organized a community walk, inviting residents to join her and Max in a show of solidarity and awareness. The streets were lined with colorful autumn leaves, and the air was crisp as families gathered, eager to participate. They walked together, side by side, sharing stories and laughter, reinforcing the bonds that had formed in the wake of the attack. As they strolled through the neighborhood, Eleanor felt a sense of peace wash over her. The incident that had once instilled fear had now blossomed into a powerful movement of connection and support. The community had come together, transforming pain into purpose, and she was proud to be a part of it. Max trotted alongside her, his presence a constant source of comfort and inspiration. The once quiet streets now echoed with laughter and conversation, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Eleanor knew that while the scars of the attack would always remain, they had also paved the way for something beautiful, a community united in the fight against violence and the celebration of companionship. As winter approached, Eleanor and Max continued their advocacy efforts, determined to keep the momentum alive. They participated in holiday events, reminding everyone of the importance of looking out for one another, especially during the festive season when the community came together to celebrate. Eleanor spoke about kindness, compassion, and the spirit of giving, encouraging residents to extend their support to those in need. The neighborhood had transformed into a vibrant tapestry of connection, a place where people felt safe, valued, and loved. Eleanor often reflected on how far they had come since that fateful day, recognizing the power of resilience and the profound impact of loyalty, both from Max and the community around her. In the end, Eleanor's journey became a powerful narrative of hope, demonstrating that even in the face of adversity, the bonds of love and friendship can prevail. The story of an elderly woman and her soldier dog resonated deeply, reminding everyone that courage comes in many forms and that together, they could overcome any challenge that life presented. As winter approached, Eleanor and Max continued their advocacy efforts, determined to keep the momentum alive. They participated in holiday events, reminding everyone of the importance of looking out for one another, especially during the festive season when the community came together to celebrate. Eleanor spoke about kindness, compassion, and the spirit of giving, encouraging residents to extend their support to those in need. The neighborhood had transformed into a vibrant tapestry of connection, a place where people felt safe, valued, and loved. Eleanor often reflected on how far they had come since that fateful day, recognizing the power of resilience and the profound impact of loyalty, both from Max and the community around her. In the end, Eleanor's journey became a powerful narrative of hope, demonstrating that even in the face of adversity, the bonds of love and friendship can prevail. The story of an elderly woman and her soldier dog resonated deeply, reminding everyone that courage comes in many forms and that together, they could overcome any challenge that life presented. As the snow began to fall, blanketing the neighborhood in a serene white, Eleanor felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. She and Max made their way to the community center, where families were gathering for their annual holiday celebration. The warmth of laughter and joy filled the air, a stark contrast to the fear that had once loomed over them. Eleanor had taken it upon herself to ensure that this year's event would be special, a celebration of resilience, community, and the spirit of giving. Upon entering the community center, Eleanor was greeted by cheerful decorations, twinkling lights, and the aroma of freshly baked cookies. Children dashed around, their faces alight with excitement as they prepared for a visit from Santa. Max, with his gentle demeanor, was an instant hit, drawing children to him like a magnet. Eleanor smiled, watching as he happily accepted their hugs and pets, embodying the spirit of the season with every wag of his tail. During the event, Eleanor took to the stage to address the crowd. Clutching a microphone, she looked out at the sea of familiar faces, many of whom had become friends through their shared experiences. "Thank you all for coming today," she began, her voice warm and inviting. "This year, we celebrate not just the holidays, but the incredible bond we've formed as a community. Together, we have turned a moment of fear into a movement of strength and support." The audience listened intently as she recounted her journey with Max, the attack, and how it had brought them all together. "Max is more than just my dog. He is a symbol of hope and courage," she continued, her eyes glistening with emotion. "In a world that can sometimes feel dark, he reminds me that love and loyalty can shine through, illuminating the path ahead. I encourage all of you to look out for one another, just as Max has looked out for me." With her speech, Eleanor aimed not only to inspire, but also to highlight the ongoing importance of community vigilance. She urged everyone to continue sharing their stories, fostering connections, and supporting one another through acts of kindness. The applause that erupted was a testament to the impact of her words, echoing the collective spirit of the community that had emerged from the shadows of fear. After her speech, Eleanor mingled with the crowd, accepting hugs and heartfelt thanks from neighbors who had been touched by her story. People expressed their admiration for Max, recounting how his bravery had inspired them to be more proactive about safety in their own lives. Eleanor felt a swell of pride, knowing that their journey had sparked a change larger than she had ever anticipated. As the evening wore on, the festivities continued with laughter, games, and the sharing of delicious food. Eleanor participated in a raffle to benefit the local animal shelter, which had supported her in caring for Max. The community's commitment to giving back shone through in their generosity as they raised funds to provide care for other deserving animals. It was a beautiful cycle of compassion, one that reminded everyone of the love and loyalty that existed not only between humans and dogs, but among each other as well. When the time came for Santa's arrival, the excitement in the room reached a fever pitch. Children gathered around, their eyes wide with anticipation as the jolly figure made his entrance. Eleanor watched as Max sat proudly beside her, enjoying the joy radiating from the kids. The event had become a celebration of hope, a reminder that even in challenging times, joy could be found in community and connection. As the night came to a close, Eleanor reflected on how much had changed since the attack. The neighborhood had grown closer, stronger, and more united in their commitment to each other. What had once been a source of fear had transformed into a powerful rallying cry for safety, kindness, and shared responsibility. As Eleanor and Max returned home, the soft glow of their porch light welcoming them back, she felt a profound sense of peace. They had weathered the storm, and together, they had emerged not just as survivors, but as champions of resilience. The bond they shared was unbreakable, a testament to the transformative power of loyalty and love. In the months that followed, Eleanor continued her advocacy work, speaking at schools and community events about the importance of service animals and community vigilance. Max remained her steadfast partner, accompanying her on every journey, embodying the spirit of courage and loyalty that had inspired so many. Their story spread far beyond their neighborhood, inspiring others to create similar movements in their communities. The impact of one incident, one courageous dog, and one resilient woman had sparked a wave of change, igniting conversations about safety, compassion, and the bonds that unite us all. As Eleanor looked out at the world around her, she knew that while challenges would always arise, the strength of community and the unwavering loyalty of a soldier dog would guide them through. Together, they would face whatever came their way, armed with the knowledge that love and resilience could conquer even the darkest of days. And so, the story of Eleanor and Max continued, a testament to the incredible power of connection in a sometimes unpredictable world. Their journey, born from adversity, blossomed into a movement that celebrated hope, courage, and the profound impact of companionship. As they walked side by side, Eleanor was reminded that they were never alone. Together, they were a force of nature, a beacon of light shining brightly against the shadows. If you like this type of news, make sure to comment from where you are hearing this, and also, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe now. This is the best way to help our work and this type of news reach more people. Together, we can continue to spread stories of hope, resilience, and the extraordinary bonds we share.